Okay, it's approximately 7:05 PM on February 9th, 2011. The first item we have are approve the minutes of the meetings. I'm actually going to approve the warrants out of order because I'm going to see if our other member, Kevin Mello, shows up. Because some of those minutes of the meetings are meetings that I was not here. So, approve the warrants. Well, let's do this. I have warrant number P8 for the amount of $23,386.15. Do I have a motion? It's payroll.
Payroll? I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
His warrant number V8, total amount of $33,396.12. Is there a motion for discussion?
Make a motion.
I have a question. On this amount here, this bill here for 11,280 Southbourne. Is that a combination?
There's several bills, 3 bills, I believe, and 1 in there in that packet. If you look on the bottom, 11,280.
Yeah. John, I have a question on this one. I have a combination of bills. One for $54.39.85, one for $834.77, and another one for $305.420. Total of $932.882. The one for the $5439.85, does that come in the 30B?
You're talking about the South Wharf?
Yeah.
The repair, and from what I understand, the repair on the outboards is an emergency procurement, but it's also a sole source. The only people that can work on those outboards are the people that we have maintain them, which is South Wharf. And the other thing is you'd have to trailer that boat to some other location to get someone else to do the work, but your procurement officer is sitting right here. So that might be a question for him.
I was involved in, while the chief got a phone call from South Wharf, and he asked me my opinion, and at the time the engine was apart, and they found the problem when they took the engine apart, and they had to order parts for the engine, and that's where the additional amount of money came from. So at that time he asked my opinion, and I gave him my opinion. Then he called Joe. He couldn't get you, so he called Joe, and Joe said, "Go ahead and do it." And one of the, again, what John just said is that it was for in the best interest of the district that I said, you know, I would do it if it were me. Simply because they'd have to put the engine back together again, take it to, put it on a trailer, tow it wherever to another, was it Yamaha?
Yeah.
Yamaha repair facility, because they're the only ones that can work on those engines. So that was the story on that. It would have cost a lot more money if we had to trailer it and bring it to wherever they had to bring it to get it fixed. And then they have to take the engine apart again and do it, and then you still have to pay them for doing the work that they did. So at that time, it would have been quite a bit more money. So
Okay.
Joe approved it at that point.
All right. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm still waiting for my other member, but it's already approximately 7:12. So next item we have is renewal or non-renewal of the fire chief's current employment agreement pursuant to the notice requirement, Section 2 term. In reviewing the existing employment agreement, specifically Section 2 term, I feel it is my responsibility as a chairman to present to this board that we have 180 days notification prior to the end of the existing employment contract, whether to renew or non-renew. And I'm going to read as follows, Section 2, Term 7. The employee shall be employed for a term October 8th, 2008 through November 8th, 2011 for 3 years, unless either party has given written notice to the other party at least 180 days prior to the end of then current term of the party's intention to terminate this agreement. If neither party has notified the other of their intention to terminate the agreement, then the parties shall meet before the end of the term to discuss a successor agreement. In the event the parties fail to enter into a successor agreement before the end of the term, the provisions of this agreement shall remain in effect until a new agreement is entered into. So, basically, to reiterate that, if we do not notify the other party intention to terminate this agreement, then it is basically almost an automatic renewal. If both parties fail to enter a successor agreement, the provisions of current agreement remain in effect. This employment agreement does not allow for any revisions of terms and conditions unless agreed by both parties. In my opinion, I think it is in the best interest of the district that the Prudential Committee can make revisions to a new agreement without employee consent. For example, if the benefit package increases substantially and the district does not have funding, then the district would be bound without renegotiation. And another example is if the district decides that they vote for a elected chief that they've had in the past, then the contract, the existing contract, would still stay in effect for the remaining term, whether it be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So I feel that, in the best interest of the district, that this board needs to decide, because there is a notification of 180 days, what it wants to do. So-
Mr. Chairman,
So, under the opening meeting law, Mass General Law 30A, Section 20, no one is to speak without the chairman asking that individual to speak. If anyone does speak, they are going to be asked to be silent. If they do not, then they're going to be asked to be removed by a constable or police officer. I asked my other board member, does he have any input to this appointment agreement? And it's basically, what this is, it's an appointment agreement. It has to do with the 180 days notification. If we do not notify, and we run over that 180 days, it's an automatic renewal. So it's up to this board to decide what they want to do.
Mr. Chairman, I'm asked to be recognized.
Does it go with it?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
I
I'm
make a
asked
motion not
to be recognized.
I'm not recognizing you right now. I'm talking to, actually, my fellow colleague has the floor. What was that?
I'd make a motion not to.
Make a motion what?
Not to renew at this time.
I second. All in favor?
Mr. Chairman, I'm making a motion to be recognized. Mr. Chairman, this is a complete outrage to the people of this district and the members of this fire department.
Excuse me, sir,
You
but
are
if
voting, you just be quiet there, Salazar, okay? The person your contract you're voting on isn't present, he's notified you in writing twice. You have 180 days, which gives you until May to make this decision. It can very easily be done next meeting. Okay, you were told twice, you were sent a letter asking to table the meeting, you received a letter from
Excuse me,
the
sir,
attorney.
you're
No,
asked to be silent.
Salazar, shut up.
Can someone here call the police department,
Call the
please?
police department. You want me to call them?
Call them up? I'll call
I'll
them.
call them. I don't give a shit. It won't be the first time I've been arrested for disorderly conduct. And I would be more than happy to do it here. Because
is there a
Salazar,
motion
this
to
is
close
not
the
your
meeting?
own little
Make a
freaking
motion.
fiefdom.
All right. I second the motion
This
right
is
now
an
to...
outrage and a complete misuse of power of the chairman of this district. This is absolutely unfair, unethical, which you apparently have no knowledge of that anyway. For you to do this, talk about and discuss a contract without that person being present. It's just poor manners.
Where's my agenda?
Now you have up to 180 days. Chief,
Excuse me, sir, will you just be quiet?
no, I
All
will
right.
not.
We have a meeting taking place here.
That's a shame. We
Pardon?
don't know the chief.
No, we need,
Here.
is there a motion to? This has nothing to do with the chief, it has to do with the agreement.
And the agreement is between this
Motion to
district
adjourn.
and the chief.
Be a man about that.
All right, I second to adjourn this meeting, and
Mr. Chairman,
we're gonna,
I gave a
Second.
letter to be read to.
meeting's adjourned.
Why, you can't stand the
approximately
truth, Mr.
7:20.
Santos?